Okay, Kathy, you're halfway there. Everybody wants an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, and now you're developing it. But everybody also wants Ewan McGregor to return in the role, which you haven't announced yet. Hopefully, it's only a matter of time. Maybe you want everyone to get excited about this. Maybe you're trying to drive his price down, being like, hey, I could make it without you, which would be horrible. In fact, I don't think you really can. But if you want to scare his agents, go ahead. But I don't know if you need to scare Ewan McGregor's agents. He really wants to do it. He said so publicly numerous times. I even think he got to the point where he was like, look, I can't say it anymore. Either they want to do it or they don't, right? And also, he's a company man in terms of Disney. He was Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, even though he went everywhere saying, I've never seen the original Beauty and the Beast from Disney. Stephen Colbert was like, don't you have multiple daughters? And he was like, go figure, none of us like it. All right, so anyway, and he also signed on to play the adult Christopher Robin in Disney's upcoming live-action Winnie the Pooh movie. Excellent casting. But if they want to delay that for this, I don't think anybody would mind. And I think this would be a nice contrast to the Han Solo movie that's coming up, which no one asked for, starring an actor as Han Solo that nobody wanted, right? I mean, every time Taron Egerton or Ansel Elgort do something, people are like, see, at least maybe that would have been okay. But you know what? We'll see what happens with Han Solo when it opens. Speaking of Han Solo, that's supposed to be an origin movie, and they could always go the origin movie route with this Obi-Wan film. But when you have the original actor not only still around, but willing, excited to do it, and arguably at the top of his game career-wise, I don't know why he wasn't part of the announcement, quite frankly. But you know who's not at the top of his game right now? Stephen Daldry, who is unfortunately in talks to direct. Now, Stephen Daldry made a really big name for himself, comes from a theater background with directing Billy Elliot, his first feature. And that, of course, was a huge hit. It was not only a huge hit, but it was like a cultural, iconic moment. And it gave us not only Jamie Bell, who starred in the movie, but Tom Holland was on the West End version. You know, he worked his way up through the cast. First, he was Billy Elliot's best friend, and then he became Billy Elliot. Now he's Spider-Man, and he's going to be Nathan Drake, although we'll see what happens with the moderate Spider-Man box office. But anyway, Billy Elliot, big deal. And it's been all downhill since then for Daldry, right? He did The Hours, that was good for Nicole Kidman. The Reader, which was actually good for Kate Winslet. But then also Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, which no one paid any attention to, although 9/11 movies are a tough sell. Then he did a movie called Trash, which was not really released in the United States. I mean, technically it was, but not really. And then he's attached to Wicked, although that might be delayed now. And then also, though, this is what made me excited again. I was like, Stephen Daldry, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. And that's that he's directed 2 episodes of The Crown on Netflix. Just the first 2. He's not really creatively involved heavily in The Crown, right? But hey, I think that's what I need to feel better about this. And you know why? Because I think that Obi-Wan Kenobi, when you think about it, is such a British character, right? He's almost like, and this is almost getting overused now, so be careful, Disney, but in some ways he really is kind of like the Star Wars Mary Poppins, right? Nanny to both Anakin and Luke. I mean, that line, for instance, so uncivilized. I mean, he really kind of represents, I think, the idealized version of the British Empire, right? So if you could get Ewan McGregor and Stephen Daldry to team up on that, and, you know, not only maintain, but plus that element, that could be really exciting. I mean, when have we really had a gentleman hero? I mean, you could say James Bond, but James Bond is a cad. So we're talking about a through and through, you know, stiff upper lip hero. I think that would just be absolutely fabulous. In this case, Jedi. I think that would be great. It would be really unique. Usually that's like the supporting characters, like Alfred Pennyworth, right? It really would, I think it would really be fantastic. Now, I made a whole video on what an Obi-Wan Kenobi solo movie could be after Rogue One. I was so excited about how that tied into the original mythology and story. So you can check that out. I'll put a link to it not only down below in the video description, but an annotation at the end of this episode. So I hope you'll check that out and share your own thoughts down below about an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Does it have to star Ewan McGregor? I don't even see how it could not. What do you think of Stephen Daldry? Do you think it's too little too late from Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy? Again, share those thoughts down below, and I'll be picking one of them to win Beyond the Trailers Movie a Day giveaway going on now through August 23rd, where every weekday I select one comment from a BTT subscriber. You have to be subscribed to qualify to win a $30 AMC gift card sponsored by Broadband TV. So I look forward to discussing it down below, and you can check out some more videos, including that Obi-Wan one, right now.